Everyone haven't streamed in a super long time or recorded anything in a very long time, put it on YouTube. But I want to say that this next thing that's on YouTube, like right here, this video you're about to watch, is part of a course that I'm building for Simply Cyber. And I also have a course right now on hacking Active Directory for Simply Cyber, $24.99. All the proceeds that I get will be going toward autism. So if you want to go ahead and grab that course, I'll leave a link in the description of the video. You go ahead and pop get some Active Directory hacking. Next thing we're going to look at is path exploitation. So if we look at these scripts again for SUID lookup, we go ahead and we can see a script in here that's a little bit different. I just press Control-C to stop it since there's a bunch of them. At the very top, we see this user local bin sys backup. Now this one seems like it's going somewhere where none of the other ones are going, right? None of the other ones look like they're going to user local bin sys backup. Let's go ahead and run that. Go ahead and see what it does. We see it's backing up home directory. Okay. Now let's tack LA for it. We do see that it is running with an SUID bit. We can run cat on it, and we're going to get a whole bunch of random crap back. Okay. Let's go ahead and run strings on it. We kind of start to see what's happening. I mean, a little bit, you know, if you want to read through all this and try to figure it out. All right. So we actually see an exploit like right here. This is actually path exploitation. We're going to look at this another way to try to really break it down. So let's go in that folder. We'll cd that user local bin, cd user local bin. We'll go ahead and we'll scp that backup script there, right? And that was called sys backup. We'll scp sys backup back to Cali at the IP address. And you may have to do a systemctl enable SSH down here, just so you know, or sudo systemctl enable SSH. You have to put in your password a bunch of times just to get SSH enabled. And we'll go ahead and we'll do Cali at that IP address, home, Cali, and then we'll say desktop, Simply Cyber. And we'll hit enter there, put in the password, and now we should have this file back to us. And we do. There's our sys backup. Awesome. So now we can do a sudo apt install Ghidra. I already have it on here, so it's probably not going to install again. But if we do Ghidra, and we hit enter there, we can start up a new project. We say file, new project, or just press Control-N, not share project. Yep. Project location, that's fine. And we'll just call it sys backup. Say finish. Now we have the sys backup project here. We'll go back up to file and we'll go to import file. And we're just going to import that sys backup. And we see that is an ELF file. Okay. We can also come over here. We can type in file sys backup. See what we're running as. We do see that it is an ELF file. Awesome. All right. And from here, what we can do is in Ghidra, we'll say, okay, here, we can read some information about it. We can drag sys backup up to the dragon. When a dragon opens, you gotta go rawr. Right. This backup has not been analyzed. Would you like to analyze it now? Yes, please. I usually do select all. There's probably better people. There's people much better at this than I am. They'll probably be like, click this, click that, you know. But we can see on the function that very first lands on here, right, which is also the main function here. We see that we're setting the UID to 0 and then the group ID to 0. Well, who's 0? Cat Etsy password, right? If we scroll up to root, we can see that root is 0 and 0. So the user ID is 0, group ID is 0. Awesome. Right? So now what we can do is head back over here. We see that it's going to set the user ID and group ID as root. Then it's going to run Python 3. Well, if we look up which Python 3, we can see that it's user bin Python 3. Okay, but this is not calling for that complete path now, is it? It's just saying just run Python 3. Let's go ahead and exploit this. We can cd into our temp folder, and then all we're going to do is we're just going to say echo $path. And I may already have the path on here. I do, so I'm going to exit. I'm going to go back in. cd into temp, and I'll say echo $path. We can see that our path goes to user bin or user bin right here. When we do a which Python 3, that goes to user bin. So what's happening here is when we type in which Python 3, it's saying, hey, is there a Python 3 here? Nope. Here? Nope. Here? Nope. Here? Yup. So we just type in Python 3, it's doing that same thing. It's starting from the beginning of our path and then stopping right here and saying, oh, there it is. Yep. That's how that works, like right there. So now what we can do is we can actually put a new spot in our path. We can make temp be at the very beginning of our path. So we can say export path equals /temp $path. If we do not put in that $path, we are going to erase all of this. We'll hit enter. And now if I do an echo path, we'll see that temp is at the very beginning. So now Python 3, when we type that in, it's going to look here, and then here, 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 all the way up to here. But what if we put a file called Python 3 into here? And since this is running as root with that set UID and group ID, it should run as root, whatever file we put in here. Let's go ahead and make a Python 3 file. So we should say nano Python 3, and then we'll do a shebang line for bin bash, and then we'll just say bin bash. Control X, yes, enter. Then we can do a change mode +X for Python 3. Now if I ls attack LA Python 3, we can see that I do have a Python 3 file in here. It is executable. We do a file on it. It's just a bash shell. Okay, cool. We don't care. Okay, nor will the executable care. Nothing's going to care. It's just going to see that, yep, there's a Python 3 in temp, in that temp folder, and it's going to run it because we have our temp folder within our path. Now let's run what we had the SUID bit for, which was sys backup, but I'm going to go ahead and do it one more time. Any files that are running, that you're using, things like that you don't think are part of a normal system, go ahead and see what they're made with. Do a file on them, see what they're all about. From here, we go ahead and run that, and enter, and since it went to that first Python 3, we are now root within the system. All because somebody did not put user bin in front of this, and they only left it as Python 3. So we are now root in the system. If I do an ID, we can see that root. And cat that Etsy shadow, cd and /root, and do whatever I want to do. So we can do whatever we want to do at this point. So that is path hijacking for something like a Python file that doesn't call for the full path and is ran with something like that set UID and set GID.